OG Anunoby tonight in Denver, the most points he's ever scored in an NBA game. He went for 40 points, 16 of 23 from the floor, 5 of 7 from downtown, and the Knicks dominate from start to finish and blow out Denver in Denver, 145 to 118. From our Delta MSG studios, great to have you with us. What a game. Bill Pito along with Wally Szczerbiak. Wally, the Knicks had been 3-20. 3-20 in their last 23 in Denver. Not close tonight. Nuggets led 5-4, and after that, it was lights out. Knicks took control and never looked back. It wasn't even close tonight.
Wasn't even close. Nuggets had no answer. Remember when the Knicks played the Nuggets in the Garden last year with OG Anunoby on the floor, how they blew the Nuggets off the floor? They weren't even in the game. Not a good matchup for the Denver Nuggets. And I think what happened was, after the performance in Utah, Tom Thibodeau got this team's attention in practice yesterday. They looked a lot more engaged defensively. Their ball pressure was outstanding. They made, obviously, Jokic is tough to stop, but they did a good job of making sure they took care of everyone else and didn't let them get going. And then that is historic offensive numbers. I mean, the numbers, the sharing the ball, just the flow, the rhythm. It was just a beautiful thing to watch that high level of basketball.
When this team gets rolling, they look like they're unbeatable. 45 assists to tie the franchise record. 23 assists in the first half, most they've ever had in a half. Again, 45 assists to tie the franchise record. Just a joy to watch.
Yep, and Jalen Brunson, a career-high 17 assists. I mean, he's the guy setting the table for everyone, and he has finishers around him, guys that just are flat-out, lights-out three-point shooters. They can make good decisions and make the right plays. This offense is so unselfish. Nobody holds the ball. Nobody dribbles it more than 1 or 2 dribbles, especially the guys on the wings. If you have the shot, take it. If you're guarded, pass it. It's simple. It's not hard. You're not going to turn the ball over playing this way. You're going to make your teammates better. You're going to have 45 assists. You're going to just look like a team that loves playing basketball together. The chemistry is really coming together right now.
The Knicks shot 61% from the floor, 19 of 36 from downtown. They dominated the boards. Look at the assist differential. And how about the Knicks with 24 fast break points? And we began the show talking about OG Anunoby. We all know he's great on defense, but the way he's been scoring lately, capped off by a career night for him this evening in this one, 40 points. If OG Anunoby's going to give you 40 points with that defense, that's amazing.
Well, I've been saying it. For his whole career, he's got a complete offensive game. But sometimes when you're as good as he is and he's playing at such a high level and efficient level that he is playing, you have to look to take more shots or else you're hurting your team. You have to make the defense pay when they put Jamal Murray on you. He has no business guarding OG Anunoby. He's been great in transition, blocks leading to steals, leading to easy buckets, and you know his dunkometer is just off the charts this year. He's so athletic, and look at that. There's no playing around with the ball. I mean, anytime he gets it, his max dribbles is 2. He makes a decision, catch, shoot, dribbles once, twice. Pulls up, gets to the basket, makes a play, passes it off to his teammates. He is a very efficient offensive player. He just plays the game the right way. And that's what the Knicks have assembled here. Karl Anthony Towns, again, didn't play well in Utah. He will tell you that. But he dominated tonight against the best player in the NBA, in my opinion, in Nikola Jokic. I mean, 30-15. Easy, doesn't even matter. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns, what he's doing on a nightly basis, it's also pretty special and fun to watch.
All right, so a dominant win for the Knicks. Monica McNutt helped call the game on ESPN New York. The radio call. Monica, what a great performance from beginning to end for this basketball team.
Man, Pito, the air here in Denver, the altitude doesn't bother you anymore. Like the lights are shining, the floor looks good, your skin's popping. That was incredible. And it's funny enough, earlier today, Skylar Darrell and I were texting our terrific graphics producer. We were talking about, how many nights do you get unlucky and have a poor shooting night like what happened in Utah? So we're going back and forth about that. But on the flip side, how often do you get a dominant performance like this? All around. I mean, Jalen Brunson, a new high in career assist, another monster double-double from Karl Anthony Towns. Of course, OG Anunoby. And as a team, the 45 assist mark that hadn't been achieved since '79. this is a great performance rolling into a very tough Dallas team.
It sure is. Monica, I said it in the pregame. I thought tonight the Knicks were really going to get their competitive juices flowing after that loss against Utah. Denver's one of the top teams in the NBA. And what do you think? Boy, they came out and hit them first.
I don't know if I'll be honest, I don't know if I felt as confident as you did, Wally, but I did think the big difference between what happened in Utah and what would happen in Denver is that you don't have to prepare, right? Well, I shouldn't say you don't have to prepare. You don't have to get yourself up because you look at a record that says 3 in however many games as you saw in Utah as compared to Denver. Listen, I was sitting and chatting with some of the staff pregame, and the sentiment is like, this team plays well versus the Nuggets. And typically they do. Last year here, they lost. But remember, last year in the Garden, they took care of business versus the Nuggets. And so I really liked what you saw top to bottom. The competitiveness on the defensive end, particularly to start the basketball game, I thought sending the traps was well done. I thought Josh Hart did a good job of digging and helping and recovering at different points. And so I liked what I saw defensively from this group. And, of course, you can't complain about the offense.
All right, Monica, next up at Dallas the night before Thanksgiving Wednesday, pregame at 7, game at 7:30. Dallas likely to be out without Luka Doncic, who's got a bad wrist.
Yeah, that's still going to be a tough game. Derek Lively is playing really good ball, and I think Dallas got the win tonight. Obviously, you got to deal with Kyrie Irving. I think J.J. Hardy had a good game for them as well. Look, that is a team that not similar to the Nuggets, but they want to get downhill. They've got terrific three-point shooters. Derek Lively is coming into his own as a defender. I don't think he's yet on Karl-Anthony Towns' level in terms of giving up some size and muscle mass probably, but this is going to be another terrific game. I mean, we keep hearing multiple coaches, guys, talk about that 20-game mark, and we're rapidly approaching it. So coaches are really looking at their squads critically, and I expect Jason Kidd to have his guys ready to rock and roll. All
right, Knicks 10-7, 17 games in the books. Monica, have a great trip to Dallas. We'll talk to you on Wednesday night.
Sounds good.
All right, so the Knicks with a dominant win. Mike Malone, of course, used to be a Knicks assistant with Tom Thibodeau. They're good friends, coaching against each other tonight. Here's Malone, not happy with his team after the game.
Who do we want to be as a team? You know, I mean, so yeah, leadership would be great. Toughness would be great. Physicality would be great. Playing like you actually care would be great. And we didn't do that tonight. Give them credit. They're coming off of a bad loss in Utah, and they played like it. They played urgent, physical, desperate, motivated basketball. And we played like we won a game in L.A. and like we could just show up tonight. And when you think you can do that against a good team like that, that's what's going to happen.
That's not a happy coach.
That's exactly how how Michael Malone should react. I played for him in Cleveland. He was our defensive coordinator for 2 outstanding years, won 66 games, made the Eastern Conference Finals. He's a no-nonsense guy. That's what you respect about him. That's what you want out of your coach and your leader. And the Denver Nuggets did not show up tonight. At the same time, it's demoralizing when the shots go in the way they went in for the Knicks, 19 for 36 from the three-point line. But at the same time, this is a team with championship DNA. And the Denver Nuggets, there's been something that's been missing the last couple years, and Michael Malone's trying to get that fire back in his team, and that's how you do it. I like that press conference.
All right, Knicks blowout. The Nuggets